We're the McPeek's. I'm Robin, this is Jeff, and this is our story. In 2014, on April the 27th, Jeff left to go to work, and he worked midnights at Walmart, and I was getting ready for bed. It was probably about 20 minutes after 10, something like that, and I got a call, and they said that Jeff had fallen from a ladder. They told me they were sending him on to the emergency room. And when I got to the emergency room, Jeff was in CAT scan, and when he came back, the ER doctor came in and said, we're going to send him to ICU for a few hours and watch him. He's got a little brain bleed. The neurosurgeon came in right behind him and said, hey, we've got a 7 to 9 millimeter shift in the brain, and I need to go in and take this out and see where it's bleeding, see if I can stop it. After that, it was kind of a roller coaster. It was one thing after another. They didn't know if he was going to live. They didn't know if he was going to use his right side if he lived. They didn't know if he was going to be able to speak if he lived. They didn't know if he was going to be able to understand anything if he lived. You know, at the time that we left here, we were a 2-income family, and I haven't worked a day since we went to Georgia. And I can tell you, it was amazing. We never missed a payment. And, you know, there weren't really resources available. When I look at it now, I think, how did we do that?
God's my provider. That's plain and simple. Most of what she's telling you, I don't remember. They have to tell me this because I didn't remember anything until months after this happened. I didn't know they told her I wouldn't live. God saw it different.
Yes.
I'm here for a reason.
I love you.
I love you.
He was not somebody that you would recognize now. Because he looked like a little old man. He had gotten down to about 135 pounds, still had his feeding tube, and they were trying to teach him to walk. And they were bringing him back from the gymnasium where they did their physical therapy, and they were having to tell him to which foot to lift and to not reach for the counters and that kind of thing. And I can tell you that there is a gift of faith that you're given. Nobody could explain that to me. Nobody would have been able to tell me how this felt, and I can't tell anybody else how it felt. But to look across the bed when they were telling us something really bad, and to see Janice's face, and to know that going through Janice's mind was the same thing that was going through mine, you're wrong. You're wrong. He's going to be just fine.
This is funny. I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. Because since then, my relationship with God is stronger than it's ever been.
Absolutely.
And so with my faith like that, was it bad that it happened or was it good that it happened?
We have definitely looked at it from both sides.
Yeah.
Our relationship is better. You know, you go through the usual things when you're married, that kind of thing, and we've been married a long time, and we both pretty much had independent lives. We didn't do a whole lot together. And so now we've become a unit. And it did take growing into. It's taken 7 years to grow into it. But we see the blessing too. We just simply had to learn to live with each other 24/7.
Because she worked day shift, I always worked third shift. We never just a couple hours in the evening. That's all the time we had.
There was a peace that came out of this that I hope I never end up going back to the person I was. I was one of those what if people. 3 o'clock in the morning. What if this happens? What if that happens? Always worrying, always trying to be a step ahead. And when you don't have any control at all, and you have to surrender, And you realize what peace it is not to have to make the decisions, to simply say, God, it's yours. You'll take care of it, however it works.
And He has.
You know, you have today. That's all you have. It doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. God will take care of it, and it'll happen one way or the other. There's nothing you can do about tomorrow. And that's a peace and a faith that I don't want to ever give up. I make sure I include that when I'm praying, for God to never take that from me, because it was a miracle. You know, Jeff went through a whole lot. And, you know, you can talk to him now, and if you didn't know he'd ever had a brain injury, you would not know. If you didn't know him before the injury, you would not know. But he had to spend 7 years growing back up from an infant stage to where he is. And it's been miraculous.